Hello, this is Paul doing a quick video of our new campsite at Glendale Year Around. Um, we bought this site recently at Glendale. Just showed up for the first time since purchasing it. We knew that there was going to be some work that needed to be done. As you can see, it's pretty much a mud pit. Um, we live in Ohio, but we've got family about a half hour from here, and this is a good place to spend time with kids and grandkids. So there's no cell connectivity up here. There is internet, Windstream and Comcast. And Comcast has been in here about a year, and we had them hook up this past Saturday, I think it was, Friday or Saturday. They hooked up the electrical box, came up over the trees, kind of a no-no, but we got permission from the top guy here, Bill, who said we could run it up there temporarily until we could build it, or bury it, excuse me. So the gentleman that we bought the site from, very nice man outside Pittsburgh, bought this site in 1986, had many summers, evenings with his family up here, met his son, who's now an adult. All of his kids are grown, and the last 8 or 10 years they haven't had a chance to come up here, so they decided to sell. This site is very wet. You can see where they laid down a lot of shale. We've had to take one tree down. That tree is going to have to come down. We had that tree stump right there. We had that one taken down last week. That big tree's got to come down, and that little ugly one across the way. We have a 50 amp plug, but when we got out to the box, we realized there's a 30 amp breaker. So about half our camper is running right now. Water heater, microwave, and my wife's favorite, the fireplace, is not working. We can plug the microwave into another outlet though. Once we get the proper voltage brought into the campsite, we should be good to go. So I've arranged with the proprietor of this of Glendale Corporation. They're going to run two 50 amp from the box, one to the back corner, and then one to the shed over here. The gentleman's son that I met a couple weeks ago when I was up here built this in 2006, I believe he said. Fully insulated, hasn't been used in several years. But after we clean a couple things up, we have one piece of roof that was damaged, easily solved. We can fix, seal up. I put a bug bomb in here 2 days ago and left it closed up for 2 days, so anything that was alive is no longer. We're gonna paint this. We've got a day bed from IKEA that we're gonna put together and leave in here. Storage, lights, things like that. Grandkids have already been and visited, and they already love it. We're just trying to think of a name for this thing. Second half is we're going to put a washer dryer hookup in here. That 50 amp is going to allow us to do that. Proprietor is going to help us get the wiring in here. We've already got wiring, partial wiring, but we're going to make sure we have all the wiring we need. And he's going to give us a drain off of here. And he's contacting the owner of our next door neighbor to see if we can pay to bury their pipe. And in return, they let us plug into it so we could drain gray water from the washer and dryer into that. This is the very back end of our property. We haven't met our neighbors, but we understand they've been here for about 20 years. Looking forward to meeting them. So the back side of our shed. Once the utilities are run, we plan to have gravel brought in to help us level all this off. Because this camper, as you face it, we're going to have the camper facing that back corner, caddy corner, like straight line that way. And we're going to put a pavilion up. We haven't decided the size, but it's starting to look like 32 by 20 or 32 by 24 is going to be most appropriate. The camper with the slides out is about 12 feet wide. So that'll allow us to put a pavilion over the entire camper, so that if any branches or anything falls, the camper's safe. And then bring it out And right here, out to about here, if you go straight back 32 feet, we could put about an 8 or 10 foot wide deck, just about the length of the camper, right next to or off the camper. The goal is to be able to come in and grab our camper whenever we'd like. I have learned that this was a very challenging backing. It was muddy. I wasn't familiar with the terrain. It's surrounded by boulders, so I had to put yellow things in front of the boulders so I knew where they were when I was looking in my backup mirror. But the rock, we're going to have the entire site covered all the way back to the shed and all the way back to that back corner. It's a little unlevel because right about here all the way back has been rock. There's been rock down here, but then when you come back over here where the shale is, it's probably about a 4 or 6 inch grade, so we got to get that leveled off. But I will say about the internet quality, got it hooked into the camper. Our speed is around 440. So with 10 up, what is that? 440 up, 10 down, we're flying. We've been able to do everything we need to do. So for us being in the middle of the wilderness and a mountain with no cell service, for Verizon Wireless, we bought a network extender, connected that into our internet, and now we can, as long as we're on the site, we can talk, receive, take phone calls, messages. So it's been an adventurous but beneficial weekend. We found out that we can, in fact, use this location to, if necessary, plug into work and get something done, and then go out and play with grandkids. Really looking forward to it. This is a video of the before. We're gonna take off from here at the end of the week and go back to our home, take the camper with us so that a proprietor can do all the digging and then put down gravel for us. And then we'll be able to come back sometime in mid-May. It's the mid-April right now, mid-May, and be able to enjoy this campsite without having to worry about cleaning up every time we walk in and wiping our feet off. Anyway, hope all is well. Thanks for listening. Please comment. I'm trying to start a documentary of Glendale Year Round and our adventures here. Thanks.